So boom, I have started the streaming. Uh, we should be online and official. And let me just check it on YouTube if everything is working correctly. Mm,
We are online.
awesome. So Vedant is also here. Hi
Hey
Vedant.
Vedant,
Hi, yes.
how are you
Vedant
doing,
did an
Vedant?
amazing session. Harsh, if you have seen it, hey, you did a great job. Mm.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I will be winding up the session pretty quick because from 4:30 p.m. we will have the hacker rank contest also. So let's
Okay.
just wait for 5 minutes and then we shall start.
Yes. As soon
Yep.
as
Yes.
the time is up, you know,
Hmm.
uh, Thomas will introduce you, and
Hmm.
as soon as she does that, just start with your session.
Yeah, sure.
Hello.
Hello, Miss.
Yeah, shall I start with the introduction?
Yes, it
Okay.
should be.
Okay. Good afternoon, one and all present here. On behalf of Department of Computer Engineering of Vidyavardhini College of Engineering and Technology, Vasai, I, Mrs. Neha Matre, welcome you all on the 6th-day SDP on Boot Camp of Competitive Coding. Today's session is on Introduction to Competitive Programming Platform and its community. And also we have a contest. Now, it gives me immense pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Mr. Harsh Mishra. He is a Microsoft student partner and an active competitive programmer. He has a experience in a Girl Script Foundation, technical contest reviewer in a Geeks for Geeks, then campus ambassador, algorithm and data structure developer, web developer. He is currently doing his graduation in computer science and engineering. He has a volunteer experience in Amazon and the Google. He has done 34 certification in different domains like artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, blockchain, deep learning, Java, Python, etc. Now I request Mr. Harsh to take the charge of this session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving me a chance to speak on the topic of introducing competitive coding platforms and the communities around it. So I shall share my screen so that the presentation is visible to everyone. Ganesh, can you please confirm if the presentation is visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah, sure. So I will start the slideshow. So, good evening, everyone. And I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to everyone present here for coming into the last session of this competitive coding bootcamp, where I will be introducing you to the competitive coding platforms and the communities that revolve around it. So many of the other people, they have taken brilliant sessions on competitive programming and various concepts that revolve around competitive programming and how you can actually get started with this whole thing. So in this session, I will be introducing you, giving a gentle introduction to you to the various competitive programming platforms and the communities that revolve around competitive programming. Now, when we are speaking about a topic or speaking about a subject like competitive programming, it is bound to have multiple people who are interested in the same thing. So, in a similar manner, like we have communities revolving around machine learning or web development or blockchain, we have a similar community of enthusiastic programmers and developers from all around the world that are investing their time in competitive coding and also helping out beginner programmers to get started with it. So let me give a gentle introduction to myself. My name is Harsh, and I am a Beta Microsoft student partner, and I am a co-founder of Tesseract Coding. I am currently working as a backend developer at Fitness Tracker and as a technical content reviewer at Geeks for Geeks. I like competitive programming, and I also help students get started with competitive programming and various other fields like web development and machine learning. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn or GitHub from the above links. So let's get started with this session. In this session, we will be exploring what is competitive coding. And I think that majority of the people, they already know what is competitive coding. So I will be just giving a very brief introduction to it. Then I will be explaining a bit on how you can start with competitive coding. And then we will come on to the main topics of the session, which will be finding the right platforms and some of the competitive programming contests and the communities that you can take an active part in. And at last, we will be like ending with a high endpoint. And after this session, we will also be having a competitive coding contest on HackerRank. So let's get started with this. So what is competitive coding? Now, majority of the people, especially those who have some years of experience with programming, they actually know what is competitive coding. Now, competitive coding is a recent buzzword which many people are following to get placed in some top-notch software companies or product-based companies. And there is a good reason for that. Competitive coding is actually a mental sport where you can utilize your coding skills in general and data structures and algorithm skills in particular to solve some real world problems. So competitive coding, unlike any other field like web development or artificial intelligence, is much more focused onto the core concepts of computer science, that is data structures and algorithm. And to be honest, majority of the people, they lack the understanding of these concepts. So competitive coding not only enhances your understanding of the basic data structures and algorithm, it also allows you to put those skills into solving some real world problems. So as mentioned about competitive coding, it is a mental sport where you can utilize your programming skills to crack the problems in a specified time and space complexity. Now, let me just give off a basic example of how competitive coding can actually help you. So suppose you have to search for an element in an array. Now, it is a very easy problem, and you can easily search for this specific element using an algorithm like linear search. Now, linear search algorithm can actually help you in searching an element if the size of the array is, let's say, of 10 elements or of 100 elements. But what will happen if you have an array of 1 million elements? Linear search would not be the best algorithm for your purpose. In that case, you have to switch to some other efficient algorithm like binary search or Fibonacci search. This is where the competitive coding skills actually matters. It not only helps you to utilize the best algorithm or the best data structures to solve the problem, it will also help you to solve the problem in a given time frame. So you have a time foundation, you will have some sort of time and space complexity, and you have to solve the problem within that specified time and space complexity. And this is what brings the competitive nature to the whole field of programming. So what should be your approach to competitive coding? So at first, if you are participating in any sort of competitive coding contest, and if you have not participated, just wait on for 30 more minutes. You will be participating in your first competitive coding contest, and it would be a lot of fun. So if you are participating in any competitive coding contest, you have to first of all read the problem. So majority of the competitive coding problems, they are not just 3 or 4 lines problem. The length of these problem statements, they actually go from 10 to 20 lines, and sometimes it revolves around a story. So the first step in any sort of competitive coding problem is to first read the problem, understand it, and then analyze the problem. If your question is related to some searching or sorting, you must first determine on what the problem is asking for specifically. The next step is to help you determine the appropriate algorithm that you actually need for your purpose. So if you are like in the previous example, if you are searching for any element in an array, then linear search can be best optimized for your purpose if the size of an array is very small. But suppose the test case size is very large. So you need to switch to better algorithm. So while reading the problem, you must first gain an understanding on which algorithm or which data structure you must be using for your own purpose. The last step is very easy. It is optimizing the solution. So after you have read the problem, you have implemented the solution, you will start coding it. But you might find that there are some test cases, or there are some cases where your solution is actually not verifying, it is not being accepted. So in this case, you have to optimize your problem. So optimizing your solution can be done by switching from an array to a hash map or to some better data structure. So before starting off with this competitive coding thing, the two main things that you have to gain an understanding for is the basic programming, and the second thing is getting your data structures and algorithm right. So why learn competitive coding at the first place? Now this is the main dilemma of the people. Majority of us, they are seeing their friends creating some awesome projects, they are participating in hackathons, they are making mobile applications and publishing it on Play Store. So you must be thinking, why should you not do the same? Why should I like learn the basics and then do this competitive coding thing? So the first thing why you should learn competitive coding is that it improves your basic fundamental programming skills. So it will actually help you in understanding some of the powerful features of the programming language and how you can capitalize on them to get the solution solved, to get the problem solved. And this is the main aspect about software development or programming. You must understand on how these problems are being solved, and you have to improve your basic skills revolving around it. The second reason why you should learn competitive coding is that it actually helps you prepare for technical interviews. Now, if I'm talking about technical interviews, majority of the top-notch product-based companies like Amazon or Google or Microsoft or Netflix, they are hiring people based upon their data structures and algorithm skills. So if you have a very good profile in competitive coding, then cracking the problems of these companies will be a cakewalk for you. And this is what really matters for you at the end of your undergraduation. You need a good placement, you need a good package, and this is how competitive coding can actually help you in getting your desired job in some product based company or in the FANG. Then it competitive coding is a regular challenge in which you can start working on some real challenging problems. So you might not encounter these problems in the real world scenario. Suppose you are making a project, and this project can be like making a website or making a mobile application. You are not facing any sort of real world engineering problem, but in competitive coding you have got an actual chance to work on some challenging problems and get the solutions for them done in real optimized manner. Lastly, competitive coding is a guaranteed brain exercise for you. So it will help you recover the basics. It will help you to understand the data structures and algorithm, and it will basically like help you in improving your coding skills and also improving your skills for the placements and all. So what can you achieve with competitive coding? So the first and the foremost thing, not only with competitive coding, even with product development and anything else, you become a more efficient coder. So as you do competitive coding, as you solve real world problems, you will start analyzing that yes, you are doing better day by day. And this will help you this will help you in quite a manner once you have landed a job in some company. So you can solve engineering problems with real optimization, with careful analysis of time and space complexity, and this is what the real efficiency of a coder is. Majority of the people, they think that a more efficient coder would be writing more lines of code. That is not true. A more efficient coder would be banging his head upon improving the complexity of his solution and then improving it. Secondly, after you are doing competitive coding, technical interviews will be like a piece of cake for you. So you will not be like tensed about these placements. You will not be solving problems frantically on websites like Geeks for Geeks or Lead Code. You will be cool headed. You will be like an easy to go manner for such type of problems, because majority of the problems that you see in the interviews of product based companies, they are related to the competitive coding problems. You will have a whiteboard where you have to solve a similar sort of problem in a time and space complexity, and with each iteration you have to improve the complexity as well. Lastly, competitive coding actually helps you increase your problem solving abilities, and it also helps you win some prizes and competitions, which I'll be discussing in the later part of the session. So if you are if you are a third year or a fourth year student, then one book that I would suggest for you is Cracking the Coding Interview. This book is by a popular author known as Gail Luckman McDowell, and she has actually mentioned that competitive programming actually merits an automatic yes for an interview for her. So you can actually see how competitive programming is phenomenal for your software engineering career, or if you want to get placed in some top-notch software company. So now comes the real question: how to start competitive coding? And the presenters before this session, they have covered this in great detail. So I will be just covering upon the basics on how you can get started with competitive coding and how you can start practicing on the platform and also start taking part in the contests. So the first question that majority of the people ask is what language they should code.
Oh,
Now
I guess
this is
you
an
are
interesting
breaking.
question because majority of the people they have, yeah, let me just check once.
Don't worry about it. Let's just check whether everything is correct. It broke for a couple of seconds and then it was fine, I guess.
Is it visible now? Yeah, is it visible now?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah,
It is loading for me,
okay.
and yes, it is visible now.
So or you are sharing the screen? Okay.
I think it is your screen only, and we can see the slides. Okay, so which slide do you want me to go to?
I am at
Your voice is okay. So I am at the slide at which you were there. So what language do you want to code in? At that slide.
yeah.
Okay, so go ahead. Okay. Harsh.
Okay. Sorry for the technical issues from my side.
Okay, something happened and your content is not visible for some reason, and I will try to get the slides and create myself. Um, okay, just wait till I get it on. Okay,
Hmm.
3 seconds. So while you are, while we are setting it up, if you have something else to say, you just say it that while. Mm,
Yeah.
let's keep the audience busy and not worrying about things.
By the way, can I try sharing my screen? Like, I think it is clear from my side.
Okay, no, I am not sharing anything. I guess I have only, it is fine. But on the server sides of things, it is not visible, and that is what is causing the problem.
Hmm.
Okay, okay. So I will just, try to reconnect and reconnecting it. And okay, so your slides are visible again.
Okay. So these slides, like in the black theme.
Yes, it has a meme called "Not sure if Great."
Actually, like, I think I have sent the wrong presentation. Let me just try it from my side if it is visible or not.
Okay.
Yeah. So please stop just presenting it and then seeing if the slides are visible from my side. Is it visible now?
Right. Oh,
Yes.
yes, it is visible. What language
What
we
language
should
should you
go?
code in? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I should continue from this onwards. So as I was saying before that this is one of the most pertinent question for beginners in what language they should do the competitive coding. So basically majority of those programmers who have just started with the programming and everything, they have learned a basic language like Python or C++ or even Java. So one basic philosophy that revolve around competitive coding is that the language doesn't matter. What matters is your problem solving and your basic understanding of data structures and algorithm. But there is one more thing to it. Majority of these languages have some powerful features which you can utilize for which you can utilize for simplifying some of your process. And this is what I will try to talk about. So if you are like a beginner and you're yet looking for a language to get started with competitive coding, then there are basically three language which you should take care of. So the first language is C++. C++ is widely used by almost all the competitive code programmers around the world for competitive programming and all, and there is a good reason for that. The first reason is that C++ is real handy. It is quite easy to learn, and C++ has got standard template library. So standard template library is actually a collection of various data structures and algorithms that are implemented beforehand. So basically you can just use these STLs. So you can basically set up an API call and you can easily use these data structures and algorithm without implementing them from the scratch. And this is the reason why C++ is so much popular. The other reason is that C++ is real fast. It is quite like its speed is lightning fast, and you can easily implement solutions in C++ where the time and the space complexity is a real paramount parameter. The second language that we can talk about is Java. Now there is a good reason why many competitive programmers they actually prefer Java, and this is because Java has got big integer classes. So big integer classes actually helps you handle large inputs and outputs very easily. But the main disadvantage with Java is that it sometimes gets quite hard to implement the data structures and algorithms from scratch. So majority of the programmers, they either go with C++ or they go with Python. But if you are like utilizing some of the features of Java, like big integer classes or util classes, then you can go with Java as well. Lastly, we have got Python. Python is real easy to understand. There are not much things to take care about, like you can easily take inputs and outputs in Python, and since it is dynamically typed, you can easily implement some of the features that actually like takes you so much time to implement in C++ or Java. And Python also has got a library support. It has got many libraries, third party libraries and modules which you can easily import and then get your job done. So if you are a beginner and if you are looking for a language which you can stick to and do competitive coding, then C++ is the best option for you to get started with. So how to get started with the competitive coding? So competitive coding basically has three things that revolve around each other. So first we have got the basic mathematical skills. So if you are doing competitive coding, you must have a basic understanding of mathematics. You must not be going into much deeper areas of mathematics like calculus or trigonometry and all that, but you should be good with factorials, with looping statements and everything. So this is so majority of the competitive coding problems, especially for beginners, they are not essentially related to any sort of a data structure or an algorithm. They are much related to basic mathematical puzzles. And this is where your mathematical skills can actually help you in cracking such sort of problems. The second thing we should be taking care about is the coding prowess. So you should be good with programming, you should be good with implementing some of the features and how you can use some of the most powerful features from different languages. Like in C++, you can start using STL. In Python, you can use math libraries. So you should be very proficient with that things. And lastly, you should have an understanding of data structures and algorithm, because this is gonna help you a lot in implementing the solution for some of the most complex problems. So lastly, anything related to competitive coding or any sort of development is that you should be practicing a lot. So competitive coding as a sport, it requires very accurate analysis of efficiency and the approaches that you should be following while implementing the solution of the problem. So this understanding, this basic structure will only come to you when you start practicing. So majority of the competitive coders, if you are seeing some of the top rated coders, they are there because they have practiced a lot. And basically, if you are starting with competitive coding, be prepared to get stuck everywhere, be prepared to face hardships a lot, because this will only help you to get started with the sport in a much more comfortable manner in the future. And lastly, the one thing that competitive coders have actually in common is that they like to participate in competitions and contests. If you are a beginner, then competitions and contests will not be a cakewalk for you. You will have to struggle a lot. But once you have got into the path of participating in contests, solving some real world problems, and getting yourself a top rank in the leaderboard, then competitions are the best place for you to improve your competitive coding skills in a much better manner. So lastly, the one mantra that you should be following is that you should be comfortable with the uncomfortable. From my personal experience, I started competitive coding 2 years back, and when I was like doing the competitive coding for a few months, I started getting stuck in very basic problems, and these problems were related to data structures and algorithm. I did not pay much heed at that time, and I completely left the thing for a few months. And this is the thing that I actually went wrong about. So if you are getting stuck at somewhere, even if it is a problem, it is a concept, you should be practicing more and more, and you should be trying to crack this thing, because once you start trying, you will eventually give up. There is nothing that can actually help you. So you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to do things that are beyond your understanding. You have to refer a lot of tutorials, articles, then discussion forums and everything. And once you get the concept, you can start easily implementing those very basic problems which you were facing quite difficulty about in previous time. So make yourself comfortable with the uncomfortable, because competitive coding is all about data structures and algorithm and the best practices that revolve around it. It is quite common that you will see an algorithm you have not even heard the name of. So you have to get the understanding of that, and you have to get started with it. So then we come at the main aspect of our session is what platform should we participate in, and how can we actually find the right platform. So if you search the term competitive coding platforms, there are hundreds and thousands of platforms all over the internet, and majority of the platforms, they are not even active. So in such a case, it is quite a difficulty to find the right platform, and finding the right platform and finding the right contest which you can participate in. So the thing is that the platform actually matters is because a platform actually comprises of three things. The first one is the practice. Majority of the platforms, they have a practice session. So if you are going on a platform like HackerRank or HackerEarth or a CodeShift, they have got some practice problems which you can get started with. The second is the contest. Now many of the competitive coding platforms, they organize contests all the year round, and you have to participate in that if you want to maintain a consistency. And lastly, we have got a community that actually supports the whole competitive coding platform. So you should also be taking part in the community discussions, getting started with the basics, and getting and helping others, helping even others out. So this will actually prepare you for a continuous loop where you can participate in contests, help others out, even post your own doubts and difficulties, so that the community people can actually help you out in that aspect. So there are multiple platforms where you can practice. Now, some of the most popular ones are being mentioned here. They are HackerRank, HackerEarth, CodeShift, SPOJ, LeetCode, CodeForces, and TopCoder. Now, there are other platforms as well, like Geeks for Geeks or InterviewBit or PrepBytes. But these platforms are more oriented towards preparing for the placements and preparing for the jobs. So I have not mentioned them in much detail here. So these platforms which I have mentioned here are proprietary competitive coding platforms which you can get started with, which you can where you can actually take part in active contests and everything. So let's get started with the first platform, that is HackerRank. So HackerRank is one of my most favorite competitive coding platforms, and it is for good reason. HackerRank is awesome for beginners. It has got a sleek user interface and user experience, and you can easily participate in HackerRank. So HackerRank has got two things. It has got learning tracks. It has got learning tracks like C, C++, Java, Python, and even problem solving. So you can basically get started with practicing the questions there, and then you can start moving to the some more proprietary contests. Now, if you are starting from HackerRank, then I would advise you to follow two things. The first one is that you should pick up one language. So as I mentioned before, you can either pick up C++ or Java or Python, and you should stick to that language. You can practice that language features on HackerRank itself, like there is a separate track for each of these languages, and then you can easily move on to the problem solving track where the questions are more related to data structures, algorithms, and the mathematics. HackerRank has also got a skill certification. It is still in a beta feature, so you might not be able to access it. It has got a skill certification for JavaScript, Java, Python, problem solving, and more, which you can take part in and through which you can get an active certification to display on your profile. HackerRank has also got many recruitment drives. And these recruitment drives are from some of the most popular companies. Like an example is Amazon. So you can take part in these drives as well and get started with the competitive coding from a very beginner level. Next, we have got Hacker Earth. Hacker Earth, similar to HackerRank, is an awesome platform for beginner as well as intermediate programmers. Now, HackerRank has got an disadvantage, that is, HackerRank doesn't organize regular contests nowadays. So Hacker Earth can be a real savior for you because Hacker Earth organizes regular contests, and it organizes various recruitment drives as well. So you can participate in these contests and these recruitment drives, and you can also organize your own regular contests and challenges in a similar manner on Hacker Earth and HackerRank as well. Now, Hacker Earth has got various tracks like CodeMonk or proper competitive platforms like Code Arena, where you can sharpen your coding skills and get started with competitive coding in a much better manner. Then we have got CodeChef, and CodeChef by far is one of the best platforms for competitive coding, not only in India but all the globe around. So it hosts regular contests and challenges like long challenge, cook off, lunchtime, and more. And it has got a rating system as well. So if you are seeing any competitive programmer saying that he is a 3-star coder or he is a 5-star coder, so basically he means that he has got a 3-star rating or a 5-star rating on CodeChef. CodeChef is well above standard compared to HackerRank and Hacker Earth. It is not for beginners, but basically, if you are a beginner and you want to get started with CodeChef, it is actually a best place for you. But if you are facing difficulty in solving problems on CodeChef, you can easily switch to HackerRank or Hacker Earth. CodeChef has also got a certification exam in form of data structure and algorithms program, which you can attempt to get certified in data structures and algorithm from a more proprietary platform like CodeChef. Then we have got CodeForces. CodeForces is a similar platform like CodeChef, and it is more geared towards those people who are already experienced with competitive programming and they have taken part in few of the contests. In a similar manner, like CodeChef, we have got a rating system on CodeForces as well, which actually allows to honor the top performers in on the platform. CodeForces is actually a step ahead of the traditional competitive coding platform, and some of the problem statements are too complex for beginners to get an understanding of. And it has got a healthy mix of problems from both data structures and algorithm and from the mathematical background. So if you are a programmer and if you are like a beginner programmer, then CodeForces and CodeShare might not be the best platform for you. But after a few months of experience, you can easily switch on to these platforms and take an active part in the contests. Then we have got SPOJ, and SPOJ, it is an acronym for Sphere Online Judge, and it hosts an archive of platform which you can easily solve. So SPOJ is a perfect platform for beginners and intermediate programmers, even programmers who have got a lot of experience, because it is a place where you can easily solve the problems, where you can learn and where you can excel. And On SPOJ, you have got a whole community which can support you in all sort of endeavors. And SPOJ problems have got a lot of discussion. So let's say if you are stuck on any specific problem, you can easily switch on to SPOJ and get the solution for that, or get a basic understanding of what the problem is actually trying to convey. So what are some of the competitive programming contests in which you can take part in? So the competitions which you can easily take part in are ACM ICPC, Google contests like Google Code Jam, Kickstart, Hashcode, and the CodeShift challenges. So I will be briefly going over all of them so that you can also get started with such sort of competitions. So the first one is ACM ICPC, which stands for International Collegiate Programming Contest, and it is the most prestigious and the most famous competitive programming contest all around the globe. So it consists
Okay,
of two
so
rounds.
Harsh,
Yeah,
sorry to interrupt you, but
yeah.
Pritish had a question in the chat, and he's asking like, should I know, multiple programming languages or just, one programming language completely? What is the best way?
Okay, so basically the thing is that you don't actually need to know multiple programming languages. You can stick to one programming language and you can still do wonders with it. But the reason why majority of the people they are going with multiple programming language is because they have got an understanding of the features in them. So let's suppose you are implementing a feature on C++, which can take like 100 or 150 lines. You can do the same thing on Python with just 2 or 3 lines. So this is where the understanding of language features can come in play. But if you are comfortable with one language like a C++ or Java, you can easily go with that. And basically there is a sort of disparity between the languages which you can choose for competitive coding and which you can choose for developing. So majority of the people they do C++ for competitive coding because of its lightning speed nature and the easy to implement features, while they go with a language like Java or JavaScript for project development and all the stuff.
Okay, and while you are ending this topic, Soumya asked, which is the best platform among all of those that you discussed?
So best platform, if you are a beginner, go with HackerRank. It is literally the best platform. If you are an intermediate programmer, go with something like CodeForces or CodeChef. But if you are a very advanced programmer, you have actually got the skill of competitive coding and problem solving, then probably you should not be asking the question. But if you are still like, if you don't know about it, you can go with a platform like Topcoder. Now, Topcoder has got the gold standard of competitive programmers. So the majority of the top-rated competitive programmers, they actually practice there, they compete there, and it is the best platform for you to get to go with competitive programming if you are at a well-defined level. But if you are a beginner or if you are an intermediate, go with something like HackerRank or CodeChef, or alternatively HackerEarth or CodeForces.
Okay, that's about it for the questions.
Yeah.
And people are discussing hacker rank is whoa fiery and all of that stuff in chat. Okay, sorry for disturbing. Move ahead with your
It's
session.
just mentioning a question, but not live chat. Yeah.
Hello? Yes?
Yeah, actually, I'm not seeing the YouTube live chat, so I'm not able to get the question. So just mention me if there are any sort of questions so that I can clear them out.
Yes, I am just currently looking at them. There are not any else. You
Yeah.
can move ahead with your session.
Yeah, sure. So as I was speaking about ICPC, it is contested by over 2000 universities across the globe. And unlike any other competitive coding contest, in the ICPC, you have to participate in a team. And majority of the good coders that I know, they actually face problem in participating in a team. So you should be knowing the basic teamwork, how you can play in a team, and how you can fill the gap that is being left by other team members. So you can actively take part in contests like ICPC, where you can put your coding skills as well as team playing skills both to the test. So next we have got Google Hashcode. Now Google Hashcode is a much different competitive coding contest compared to any other contest, and that is for a good reason. Majority of the competitive coding contest, they revolve around some unrealistic scenario where they have to implement something. And there are very few cases where you can actually encounter these scenarios in your software development field. But Google hash code actually goes for a real world engineering problem, which can be solved only and only by optimization. So as I said before, every problem has two sort of solutions. One is a brute force solution, which you can easily solve it, and one is an optimized solution. Google hash code actually uh, tests your optimization skill. It is a 3 hour long contest. So you have to take a problem, and this problem is actually like spanning for 3 to 4 pages. You have to take the problem, you have to implement the solution for that, and you have to then basically optimize it so that you can get a better leaderboard ranking. And hash code actually delves more into some real world engineering problem, and it has got 2 rounds. The one is an online qualification round, and the last round is a final round, which is held at the Google office. So this year's Google hash code final round will be conducted at Google Dublin's office, and the majority of that, and this time there was a lot of participation from people all around the globe. And this year's problem was a variation of the knapsack problem. So you can just check that problem out, you can check the problems of the previous hash code, and you can get started with solving such sort of engineering problems. Then we have got another Google contest in form of Kickstart. Now, Kickstart is a Google initiative for beginner competitive coders who actually want to make a career with Google. So Kickstart actually focuses primarily on data structures and algorithm. And if you are a competitive coder with a good experience, you can easily solve all the problems on a Kickstart in a span of 30 to 40 minutes. It is as easy as that, but it is primarily aimed for beginner competitive coder. So you need to have an understanding of mathematical puzzles and the basic data structures and algorithm so that you can crack Kickstart. Then we have got Google Code Jam. Now, Google Code Jam actually delves more into some algorithm problems that must be solved in a given complexity. So it is much harder than Google Kickstart. And it consists of multiple rounds. It consists of a qualification round, 1A, 1B, 1C, round 2, round 3, and then the final round. And compared to if you are like ranking all the Google challenges in a manner, Google hash code is the most difficult one because you have to optimize the problem continuously. Then comes Google Code Jam, which actually delves more into some real world data structures and algorithm. And then comes the Google Kickstart. So you can take part in this contest and get some real experience on how you can solve these problems and how you can optimize your solutions further. Lastly, we have got CodeChef long challenges. And if you are looking for such type of contests that are more accessible, you can easily go for these CodeChef long challenges. They are very good for beginners and intermediate competitive programmers. And it has got 6 questions in each division. If you are a division 2 programmer, then you can go for 6 problems. So these 6 problems are actually a mix of easy, medium, and hard problems, and they have varying complexities. And CodeChef actually organizes regular contests in form of long challenges, which go for 10 days, or shorter challenges like cook-off and lunchtime, which go for a maximum 3 hours. The one thing I love about CodeChef is that they organize contests in the Indian Standard Time. So basically, if you are participating in on a platform like Top Coder or Code Forces, then basically they actually organize contests in the International Standard Time, and that makes it inaccessible for majority of the Indian students. So CodeChef organizes these challenges in the Indian Standard Time, so it is more accessible to you. You can easily take part in them, and you can easily get started with the sport of competitive programming. So lastly, we have come on the communities around us related to competitive programming. So if you are looking to set up a competitive coding community in your own college, then there are 2 good options for that. One is being a Hacker Earth campus ambassador. So as a Hacker Earth campus ambassador, you can set up an Hacker Earth club in your own college. You will be serving as a campus ambassador for Hacker Earth, and you can easily promote competitive programming in your campus. Basically, I'm not promoting Hacker Earth, but it is a real good way to promote the competitive coding, and especially helping the beginners get started with this whole platform and the sport as a whole. So you can even organize your own contests as a campus ambassador and help people getting started with competitive coding, and you can organize meetups, workshops, and even contests in your own college campus. Secondly, you can, oh, sorry for this, the title. So basically, this was about CodeChef campus chapter. So apart from being a Hacker Earth campus ambassador, you can also set up a CodeChef campus chapter. So campus chapter is a similar thing to Hacker Earth Club. You will have multiple people like helping you out into setting up a competitive coding culture in your college campus. You will be organizing contests, hackathons, and workshops with Code Chef support. And you can even help beginners get started with competitive coding and the Code Chef contests. So if you are looking to join a community, then you can easily join the Code Forces competitive programming community. I have given the Discord link up here. So basically this whole community consists of coders from all around the world. So if you have any sort of doubts, if you have any sort of if you want to take suggestions from any experienced programmer, you can just visit this community, put out your question, and you will get an answer in real quick time. And this is the beauty about the community. In a community, everyone is trying to help others. So you can basically take the help from others. You can basically extract all the information that you need from them. And with time, you can also help others to get started with the competitive coding in a similar manner. Apart from the Discord channel, we have also got the CodeShip discussion forums where you can put all your doubts. You can also put some suggestions to some new programmers. And basically, as I mentioned before, community is all about helping others. So you can take part in these communities and you can get started with competitive programming as a whole. So lastly, we are have arrived at the end point. So lastly, I would like, if you are solving any sort of competitive coding problem, these are the suggestions that you should go for. First, you need to understand and analyze the problem. Second, you need to go through all the sample test cases and the input output format. So basically, we will be starting with the contest in like 5 minutes. So you can just go through all the questions and you can see what is the format of the questions being given here. Then you can break down the problem. You can analyze what sort of data structures and algorithms you need. You can start coding. You can implement a brute force solution at first, and then you can later optimize the solution in a better manner and finally submit the code. And this is how all the competitive coding problems go around. So if you are preparing for any competitive coding, the first suggestion for you is to practice data structures and algorithm like hell. If you are not comfortable with data structures and algorithm, or let's say you only know data structures and algorithm on paper, you cannot implement in the code, then you should actually change that. You should be implementing data structures and algorithm on the code so that you can actually crack this competitive coding problem. Second, you have to prepare a template for your purpose. So a template, basically this templating thing works in C++, where you prepare a template of all the common functions or macros that you will be needing for your contest, and you can easily make use of that for your own purpose. So I will be sharing a template with you guys very soon, so you can take a look at that and you can basically create your own template out of that. Thirdly, you can use an interpreter. So let's say if you are coding on Python, then you can use an interpreter like PyPy, which you can use to speed up the code without changing a single line of it. Lastly, you can get to know about regular expressions, because that will help you quite a lot in string-based problems or string matching like this. And the last suggestion I would give from my side is that never put your code online. So let's say you are participating in a competitive coding contest. You have successfully solved the problem. So you should not be sharing the code on any public repository like on GitHub or GitLab until the contest gets over. After the contest gets over, you can easily submit the code on GitHub or GitLab so that you can easily refer to them. But you should not be putting your code online until and unless the contest gets over. This is one of the major mistake that majority of the competitive programmers make. And majority of the top rated coders, they even indulge in plagiarism, where they actually copy your code and make use of that to get all the test cases passed. So you should be avoiding that, and you should not be putting your code online so that others can take advantage of you. Lastly, what you should not do in the competitive coding. So these are the few things that I have seen that majority of the competitive coders do. So you should also be not following these things. So first thing, that you should not make the contest an addiction for yourself. Majority of the competitive coders, what they do is that they start focusing on other development skills. They start like focusing everything on the competitive coding contest, and this will not be helping you in a lot. So take the competitive coding as a sport, as a mental sport, where you can actually improve your coding skill, but don't make it a sort of an obsession which you have to fulfill. Secondly, you should not be indulging in bad coding practices. Majority of the competitive coders, they write messy code. So you should be avoiding that, because if you're writing messy code, then it would obviously be a lot hell to maintain in the production environment. Now, you should also not be obsessed with ratings. If your rating is falling from a 3-star to a 2-star, you should not be paying much attention to that. You can start putting in more hard work so that you can actually achieve a better rating. But if you are going into a race of ratings, then it will not be helping you in the longer run. Lastly, you should not be indulging in any sort of plagiarism. You should not be copying and pasting code from other websites or copying the code from of some other competitive coder, because that will actually dampen the whole spirit of competitive coding. And lastly, take this whole thing as a sport, not in a job oriented manner. So like in 3 idiots, we have said that success ke piche bhago, paise tumhare piche bhagega. So you have to go in a similar manner. So with this, I end my session. Thank you, Ganesh, for providing me an opportunity for taking this session on competitive coding platforms and communities. And over to you now. Thank you for bringing me in.
That was a great session, Harsh. Thank you for being there with us and enlightening our students with all of the slides and knowledge that you have. And uh, for now, as all of you are watching, it is time for you to get excited, launch up your machines and get into the site where we will be having our small contests. Okay, so for that reasons we have Darsh over here. Darsh, if you can take up the mic and say about it.
Hello,
Okay,
hear me?
he
Am
has
I audible?
pasted in the link. Yes, you are audible, Darsh.
Yeah, okay. So, I don't think I have a lot to say here, but you should be able to see my screen. This is a hack. This is a website where you're going to do the three coding questions. It's only in 60 minutes. It's going to start in like 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So I welcome you sign up for it right now, so you don't miss it.
Okay, so I will share the link with the people in the chat and uh, you know okay, I have shared it with them. Also, people in the call right here, Vedant, if you want to do it, just do it, and then we have your Harsh, if you want to be a part of it, do it.
Because Haas
Darsh
doesn't
has
know the
been,
questions. Haas has no idea what the questions are, so it's not. It's fair.
yes, and for all who are watching here, Darsh is a very experienced person in organizing these contests. He organizes them every week for his, you know, club that he has. And if you want to participate in more contests that are done weekly, you can contact with Darsh, and he has the board.
Yep.
You
Okay.
will
So
find his over there and we post everything related to it. Oh, okay. So, all the links will be available. Smita, miss, I have shared it in the live chat, but I don't know if it is visible to everyone. I think we can't post links. So, if you are, just okay. Well, I will just do it on the Telegram web page, and you all guys watching it can receive it on the Telegram. Okay.
no one has joined. Is there a problem by any chance?
That is what I was saying. I posted it in the chat, but for some reason links are not visible. I think they have something of security thing enabled. Okay.
Probably just give a couple of minutes extension, um, so everyone can get the chance to log in without facing.
Okay, so I will just go and I have gotten into here. So the link.
where all the instructions that are given in the in the landing page. So don't really.
Ganesh, I have something to say. Can I just say now?
Yes.
Yeah, so I was saying that we have two more communities related to competitive coding. One community is run by me, and its name is 100 Days of Code. It is a Telegram group, and I will be sharing the link on the chat section itself of the YouTube live stream. And the other community is a competitive ADA. It is a WhatsApp group comprised of top-rated competitive coders from CodeChef and Codeforces. So you can even join these communities and get started with the sport of problem solving and all. So I will just drop down the link of these groups, so you can even take part in this. And you can even ask the doubts in your own native language, and you will be getting all the support that you need here. Yeah.
Yeah, Ganesh, people have started to register, so the contest is starting in a couple of seconds now. One, and you can still register, don't worry. So now you have approximately 1 hour to solve the contest. Solve the questions. I think it's challenges, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ganesh, can you see the questions? Wait, I'd better
Yes.
remove you as a moderator. I don't want you to be as a moderator. So let's keep things fair.
So, Harsh, I think you have um, viewed the chat, but okay, so you have answered the questions in the chat. Okay, nice. There were some questions regarding how you can get in Foobar. And nowadays, you can just trigger it using some keywords.
Okay, so the thing is that like Fubar was a very prestigious thing for you to get started with competitive coding few months back. But after this COVID-19 thing, we have challenge public for everyone. So you can just trigger this challenge by using some specific keywords like array list, Java, or C++ semantics and all this stuff. So it is not very hard to get the FUBAR challenge with the FUBAR invite. So it has got 5 levels. The first 2 levels are very beginner friendly. The first level is comprised of mathematical problems. The next levels are comprised of data structures and algorithm. So you must be really good with all this, and some of these problems might even take you days or weeks to complete them. So I participated till level 5, and the last problem in level 5, I took nearly 2 weeks to complete that problem. So it can go to really that hard situation. So FUBAR is a real brain rush. It is a real adrenaline. You will going to great lengths.
Okay,
Anyway, contest is going on. I think I've got how many people taking part right now? I've got 13 people in who will probably taking part, including you, Ganesh.
okay. So I will also share the links with a few people who are in the chat, but uh, okay. So I think people will be joining soon. Okay, they are asking if you can display the link in the screen so that they can copy it. Okay, I will shorten it so that we can. Okay, so this is the code for the competition. I will be pasting it in the chat, and thus if you are there, just show the link to the people.
Yeah, I mean it's already started right now, but no one has submitted a solution yet. That's why leaderboard is empty. So you still have good. I've given a slight extension so that even now those who joined now will have 1 hour to complete.
Okay,
Yeah,
so this is CCB. No, just the link that I have pasted. Just show them on the screen so that.
Yeah, I mean it's the
they
same
can-
link, right? It's the same link clearly, right? So if I
It
just
is the same link, but it is smaller.
yeah, it's
So
smaller.
if they
So
don't have access, they can just type it in. Okay.
yeah, literally it's this. So this is a bit.ly.
Yes.
Even if you join now, you still have a lot of time. Don't worry. Like no one has submitted a solution yet, and I can easily extend the time if many join late. It's fine. The thing is that the purpose of this content is to do well. The questions aren't that hard. Don't worry. It's not as hard as a quiz at least. Yeah, we got a first solution. Someone submitted a solution. He got like 10 points out of 30. Not a bad start.
Whoa.
Yeah, look. If you look at the leaderboard right now, we can see a submission already made.
Awesome. I have also shared the link in the chat, so I think that should be visible. No, that is also not visible. I don't know what is the problem with the live chat. I can't paste it in the.
Even the bit.ly link doesn't work.
Yeah, that doesn't also work.
It's funny. I mean, anyway, they can always just type this link on on my screen on the screen. Literally. So
That is, I think the people are commenting that is just too small for them to see.
wait. I can make it. See, I can extend it much higher. So hang on, hold on. Is this more visible now? Is this visible enough? Ganesh, is this visible?
There is not much of a difference, but I am sharing a screen and that should make it more CCB, BC, and that should be more of things and they can see. Okay. And this is what I wanted to share. So if you guys in the CTRLM class. So that should be visible and you should be able to log in. So I will keep that screen on for a few minutes, and as soon as I see like in 2 or 3 minutes, I will just close this so that everyone should be on par with us and in being able to participate in the contest. I will just leave that there and continue to discuss.
Ganesh, is there a problem? Ganesh, are you there? Hello? Am I on? Am I not audible?
Oh no, I was just on mute and doing some stuff on the server side. Sorry. Okay.
No, I'm just wondering whether there are any problems or not.
No. Everything is going
Till
just
now, only
fine.
one submission has been there, so that's why.
Okay. People might be doing that, and it may take some time, but they will do it. And I think.
Okay.
Mm,
I got enough of every melody, they all sound the same. Yeah. For my broken heart, no remedy, but maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do cause cause I'm feeling so good. Ooh. I do it all cause I'm feeling so good. Ooh. Oh, my darkest memories now let me fall back. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. You can get away with it. Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do it all cause I'm feeling so good. Cause you make me love my imperfections. Yeah. What's on the other side of inhibition? Ooh, I do it all cause I'm feeling so cool. So why is it so hard to let you go? To let you go. So why is it so hard to let you go? To let you go. So why is it so hard to let you go? You go. Let you go. So why is it so hard to let you go? So why best days passes by, and most long for a place that they never find. I'm afraid I wake up when I die, and it is too late to climb any mountain. Time is of the essence, the blood running through our core. It's best to not feel sorry when it's over. I will be the greatest that you've ever seen before. Eternal. Run out when things don't go to plan. I kinda lose my mind. I hope it's real. This life comes around. Just keep your faith and search for the fountain. Time is of the essence, the blood running through our core. It's best to not feel sorry when it's over. I will be the greatest that you've ever seen before, and I'll say eternal.
Won't you take me home? Give me wings to fly. We can run away. Castle in the sky. Won't you take me home and give me wings to fly? We can be alone in the castle in the sky. We can run away and leave this world behind. Please just feeling something, yeah, you cannot control. Just in time you came, and you changed all my perspective. Just in time you came, and I love it, I love it. It's so great to have in my life, make me feel so lucky, yeah. It's so great to have in my life, make me feel so lucky, yeah. Feel so lucky, yeah. Feel so lucky, yeah. Feel so lucky, feel so, yeah. Feel so lucky, yeah. Feel so lucky, feel so, feel so lucky, feel so lucky, feel so, feel so lucky, feel so lucky, feel so lucky. You gotta notice, yeah, I'm falling in love. You're feeling something, yeah, you cannot control. Just in time you came, and you changed all my perspective. Just in time you came, and I love it, I love it. It's so great to have in my life, make me feel so lucky, yeah. It's so great to have in my life, make me feel so lucky, yeah. Feel so lucky, yeah. Feel so lucky, yeah. Feel so lucky, feel so, yeah. Feel so lucky, yeah. Feel so lucky, feel so, feel so lucky, feel so lucky, feel so, feel so lucky, feel so lucky, feel so lucky.
A pair of jeans, a shirt or two. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Yeah. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. Tomorrow feels a year away, like the seconds, the beginning and the end. But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home to me again. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
walks away easy. I never thought you'd be the one. I never meant to take your heart. I never felt so hard. I never meant to be the one. I never thought I'd break your heart. And after the stars have crumbled to dust, we still feel the warmth burning in us, burning in us. It hurts so bad, but it doesn't mean that it's wrong. No, 'cause after the storm, you'll see the sun. And after the storm, you and me, we both live life at full speed. Easy to see when we collide. No one walks away easy. I never thought you'd be the one. I never meant to take your heart. I never felt so hard. I never meant to be the one. I never thought I'd break your heart. And after the stars have crumbled to dust, we still feel the warmth burning in us, burning in us. It hurts so bad, but it doesn't mean that it's wrong. No, 'cause after the storm, you'll see the sun. And after the storm,
Oh, you came and tucked your way into my heart.
light. Every night has come to this. On every star we'll make a wish. All my life I fought for this, a new beginning.
Honey, I'm a perfect 10. What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Oh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm trying to live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Oh, yeah, I've discussed it with myself, and I'm disgusted with the way we're told to have a certain face, a certain way, because we aren't pixels on a screen. No, we're human, we breathe. Every single thing we see curated, it's overrated. These expectations, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm trying to live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to think. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Oh.
On my own, but I don't know why. You hit the road, but you don't realize I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice when you're gone. Don't hesitate to call me back, 'cause I won't be there. I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice when you're gone. Don't hesitate to call me back, 'cause I won't be there. I won't look back. 'Cause I won't look back. tell me it's not your fault, but you don't realize that I never wonder what's the truth in your eyes. There's a light that makes me blush. I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice when you are gone. Don't hesitate to pull me back, 'cause I won't be there. I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice when you are gone. Don't hesitate to pull me back, 'cause I won't be there. I won't look back. I can feel it somewhere inside.
Hey there, Shaz, you still there on the call?
Yes, what happened?
No, no, I was just, trying to complete the competition uh, and I was just seeing that there are quite a few submissions over there, and it is almost time. So I just thought, to come back on the stream and just see how stuff is going on over here.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
surprisingly, question number one is hard for many people. I think it seems to be too hard for an easy question actually. Like when I discussed this with my other members, they felt like question number one is a bit. I mean, it was just straightforward because when I gave this an actual contest, most of them did get it. But then I guess it seems to be hard for many people right now.
Okay. Yes. And
I mean, and someone did well in question number two. Someone gave a good answer in question number two, and that's how he's a top. He's having the highest score right now of like 43.36.
I just hope everyone is who is participating in it gets a good idea about how
Yeah.
your question is. And
Yeah. I mean, question number 1, I was expecting better answers. I'll admit.
okay, so I guess it is almost, I don't know, it should
5
be
minutes. If you want, I
almost.
can extend it. I don't see the need to, but if you want, I can extend the time limit if you want. That's up to you.
I will ask in the chat, if you guys are, enjoying it and you want it to be extended,
Yeah, I can do
kindly.
it. It's possible. Just check with the chat. If just check with others if it's what.
Okay. Uh, I guess, can we make this as a thing like, as soon as the competition ends, we just display the results, but then it is available for them to solve something like that. Is it always the case? Is that always that? Don't know.
Typically, people do well in question number 1 on average. When I write my questions, normally people do quite well in question number 1.
Okay. I don't know about why people are finding it difficult thing.
I think
Personally
it's like
myself,
I have a
yes.
feeling that there is something. I think they're missing something simple. Is what my belief is.
Okay. Maybe you can just, after the end of this session, tell them how to do it in quick
Yeah.
idea, and then we will wrap it up. And as a final token, the principle of the organization for which we are organizing this event is here in the call with us. So she will be, talking with us at the end of this session, and just be there so that you can hear whatever she has to say. Okay, and it is about time that we end it. So you don't have to wait for long. Um, oh, it is going to end quite
You want to do
soon.
this? If they want some more time, I can give a few minutes extension. I don't know. It's up to them. 30 minutes more. 30 minutes is too much. No, we can't do 30 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes.
Yes, I guess we can increase for 5 to 10 minutes.
Maybe I'll
Mohit
give 10
Singh,
minutes, maximum 10 minutes. Okay.
okay, yes, I guess we should just do it. Increase just 10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, I just increase by 10 minutes so that people can. I'll just try to clarify a bit on question number 1 because I think I know why they're all getting stuck. I'll just make it slightly, just clarify it slightly for this.
Okay.
Just a minute. So I just want to I have a feeling I know why people are struggling. So, 1 second. I don't know. Hopefully this helps. I don't know. Yeah. Can you announce on the chat that we have given a 10 minutes extension? Can you please announce on the chat quickly so they don't get confused?
Okay, so I have been saying that, but I will also write it in the chat. So we have extended 10 more minutes, and leaderboard, that is Darsh, will be adding a few details.
Question number
That is
one to
finished for.
hopefully. I mean, I haven't added anything. Just ask them. Just it just hopefully helps them. I didn't really add many. The question is the same.
Okay, okay. So just do it. Just solve it if you can. All of the whoever gets the maximum point, Darsh, just tell me so that I can personally give them a certificate as well as a small token of winning this competition. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so right now, I mean, we have Amit Yadav with 43 out of 100. Then we have one Ritrick with 20.65. Then we have somebody else like 11 points.
So there is a lot of gap between people, and a lot of people are just stuck. Just they don't even start, I guess. But they are always just getting started. So I'm sure they will do better next time. And the summit guy needs some appreciation. So I thought I might just do it, and he will have something to remember. I don't know. And we have extended 10 more minutes. So boom, I'll be back in a few. And until then, I'll mute myself. Okay.
inside haunting, like a drug I keep on wanting. There's a love that
All right, so we just have a couple of minutes left. So we should just, make sure that everything is going right. So leaderboard, did you have any, other submissions while the time was increased?
I mean, I think there are quite a few, but it seems that people were, I mean, in general, not getting the idea of person number one. I mean, when I discuss this with my other members, they do feel that person number one was a bit hard for an easy labeled person.
Okay. Never mind. They got an opportunity to solve one hard one. And also, you have person, small points, less points for that. Like just 30 points. So,
Yeah, but still, anyway, this is the leaderboard right now. I don't know let me check how much time is left. Yeah, 18 seconds or so. So, you can see my screen right now, I guess, right?
Yes, it is very good. I will just stop the music that is playing around in the server sides of things so that everyone is able to hear it.
I had to open a separate because I don't typically use YouTube, but I have to, if I have to interact with the chat, I have to use my.
Thank you so much, Leaderboard. That was amazing. And
I think
how many?
done right now, right? So let me just check, just confirm on hack ranks and that the contest is over. And yep, Ganesh, you can see the winners. We have Amit Yadav with 43.36 points. We have Ritvik 20, and we have K Brailkar with 10.91 points. You can look at their full names.
I guess.
I think you have the full names. This person is Amit Yadav.
Okay.
Then this is this is one Ritvik Vedapatak.
Okay.
And we have Kausik Raika as the third.
Okay.
Amit Yadav first, Ritvik second, Kausik third.
Okay. So I will just announce those things. Okay. So Megha ma'am is here. Megha ma'am, do you want to say anything? I was approached by Miss that we wanted to say a few words at the end of it.
Yeah. If Sneha or Smita wants to conclude the session, then I will speak after they.
Okay.
Okay. Shall I start, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So first of all, I would like to thanks to Mr. Harsh for giving the brief introduction about the competitive programming and its platform. Then thanks to Darsh for conducting such a nice quiz for the everyday. And thanks to entire Microsoft student partner team for conducting the entire sessions. All the 6 sessions were very nicely conducted. I hope student will understood all this thing. Thank you. Now I request Megha ma'am to address the student. Welcome, ma'am.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Sneha. On behalf of Vidyavardhani's College of Engineering and the Department of Computer Engineering, I would like to thank all the wonderful speakers that we had for this bootcamp. Ricardo, Vedant, Ali, Harsh, Salman. Thank you, all of you. And a special thank to the craftsman of this course, that is Ganesh. Thank you, Ganesh, for all the help that you have extended to arrange the speakers, scheduling the event, conducting the programs, communicating with the speakers and all. And Ganesh, we hope that this association with you continues in the future too.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
also
I
one
was
person,
very,
yeah, Ganesh,
yes,
yes.
yes. I was just
Also one,
saying thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I hope to more collaborate with you guys in the future.
sure, sure. Ganesh, I would like to, accept this that whenever we want to organize this kind of training, it takes a lot of efforts communicating with the speakers, fixing up the time according to their availability. And so you did it all on our part. So thank you very much. And also one person who has added excitement to all the sessions. Although I have not attended all the sessions completely, but some or the other time I was a part of the event. I was viewing them. So one person has
Okay.
always added an excitement to all the sessions. Guess who is that person?
I guess it would be leaderboard. Thus, he always comes up
Dash,
with this quiz.
yes. With all his wonderful quiz and the platforms he has used, I've also made a note of it. And sometimes I would also use it in my sessions, classes. Thank you, Darsh. And
That's
I also
fine.
thank you. And I also congratulate Smita ma'am and Sneha ma'am for effectively coordinating this event. Yeah, they've been communicating with Ganesh, with the students, and for all the arrangements that they've made. Thank you, Smita ma'am and Sneha ma'am. And I also congratulate all the participants for being the part of this program. And I'm sure that you will make the best use of the experience and the resources that are shared by the speakers with you. So I wish you all the best for the future. And whatever, today what platforms Darsh has spoken about, Harsh has spoken about, if you all want to have it in our college, we already have one post-chef chapter. But apart from that, you feel that some activity would, help out the students in improving their coding skills or make them ready participating in coding competitions, you are welcome to give me suggestions and we'll definitely work it out. So best of luck to all the participants. Keep coding and enjoy. And thank you all. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, leaderboard, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, see, I want to take a look at what happened with question number 1. So can you all see my screen right now? So I will even link it on the YouTube chat, so you don't have to analysis for question 1 is actually from, yeah. This is basically what question number 1 is all about. Can you see this? Can you see my screen right now?
Yes, it is visible, and yes, it
Right.
is visible to everyone on the YouTube right now.
Yeah, it is visible to everyone on the YouTube, right? Because
So,
because
this
see,
was a
question number
very
1, see, what is question number 1 trying to make you do, right? The question 1 basically wants you to iterate to all the values and sort of find out, okay, at which value do you get length of string divided by t becoming a maximum. Actually, only one person did that. Quite a few people did all sort of, O of 1 approaches that just didn't make any sense to me. Like many, like this last attempt, this wasn't very clear to me. Like quite a few people tried at ideas like this, but I'm not sure if they realized that, um, you know, realized go idea. I didn't see many people even divide by t. That whole dividing by t was missing, and neither did I see anyone doing a Moreau approach correctly. See, someone in the actual when I gave this contest like a few weeks ago in our regular weekly contest, someone did someone got full point with just this few pieces of lines. Right, you can actually solve with just a few lines of code.
oh,
Right, because because when you cross 15, you just have to find the largest number that's divisible by 15. That's it. And below 15, you can in fact hard code them.
wow.
Right. So you can literally do this in O of 1, but I only saw one person even do O of n. So that was surprisingly tricky. Second question, I saw one attempt, so I'll just link to that. It was in contest 11. No, it was not contest 11, it was contest 20. It's contest 20. I was the last one who wrote this question. Yeah. So this was a straightforward DFS problem. In fact, this problem is a straightforward DFS problem because all that you need to do is you just need to like do a DFS search, and when you get a right depth, just add it to sum. That's it. Even you can do BFS as well. I mean, in the contest, people did both DFS and BFS. Here, I saw one person doing a good job, Amit. That's why he got a higher score because I saw a really nice solution from him, which I will just link because good effort from Amit, I must say. He used a stack to do this. It wasn't recursion, but it was still a very good attempt by using a stack to, emulate a DFS. That's some good. That was good effort from him. And the last problem is from contest 11, which is question number 2 here. So in this problem, all you need to do is literally simulate the problem. So find out who are quarantine and add them to the list. But it seemed that quite a few people found it tricky. Again, I'll just link them to the YouTube chat, so you don't have to hang on, I can't type this. So this is for analysis for question 3, and for question number 2, it was contest 20. Yeah. So Ganesh, that's how basically what the questions were for. And if you want to take, if to those in this who are listening right now, if you want to take part in more of these competitions, we have contests every week. So you can just follow this GitHub link. Contest. Ganesh, can you see some Pritish is having a problem apparently? So the links are not visible in the chat.
Yes, that is a problem that I was facing,
I mean, you can just
when
I can see the link on my YouTube. I don't know. You can always just go to my GitHub anyway, so you can see analysis for every contest I made.
All of the links that you want to send to them, just send it to me. I will make sure that it reaches in the Telegram chat that they have.
Oh, sure. I mean, I can actually do that. That I will do while after I'm done with my talks. If you want, we have a lot of other contests every week. We run contests from 6:30 IST to 7:30 IST. But what does he mean by the description section in the contest?
Oh, I think he means to say like in the video description, but that would have to be done by Smita Miss and Sneha Miss. So that is also a long process for us. I will just send it to you guys on the Telegram.
I will do that once I'm done with this. I will just send it to you guys. Okay. That should probably be enough, right? So after that, I'll probably hand it over back to you.
Okay. So as every as what I would have to do, I'm just writing the names of the winner. So the first winner is Amit Yadav, and the second winner is Ritvik, and the third number person is Kaushik Raikar. So all of you, the winners, they will get a special custom certificate designed for this competition by us, print it and send it them to the college whenever it starts, and they will also get a small gift from my side for just participating in this contest. And it was great having you guys in the event, and thank you for being there. Yes.
Ganesh, I send may I interrupt you for a second? I just send the links to you. Can you see it?
And on the Teams, I
On
was just
Teams.
looking at. Oh, yes, I have found
There should be four
all the
links,
links.
one for each question. One is analysis for each question, and one is just a link if you want to do more contests. Just tomorrow, 6:30 to 7:30 IST. Like which one of our team members writes the question. I'm not writing the question this week, so don't worry if you're going to find it too tough. Like somebody else is writing the questions for that week. Not me. Don't worry. If you're scared of me, that is.
No. I'm sure they are not scared of you after all the quiz that you have played with them. And you know, these people who join, they are constant. So they have been with us for the whole 6 week session. So I don't know. They are not scared of you. Best.
Hopefully.
Mega ma'am wanted to say
Yeah,
something.
Ganesh, I was saying that they'll get prices from our side also once they come to college and the lockdown opens.
Oh, yes. So you will get custom things from both of the sides. That is great. And thanks for being there. I'll just close the stream right now and send all the documents, all the links that are supposed to be there with you. So if you feel anything or any doubts, just hit us up on the links that we have sent you. I will also, send my profile and my links for contacting with me if you have anything. And I guess that's it for the day. And bye. Uh, thank you for being with us.